Welcome back to Pink Fox Gaming and welcome to the castle update. So we're going to talk about the library. What library? There's no library up here or over there. There's no buildings above ground, and you'd be right. So we're going to have to go in. Now I've added some guards at the front door of the castle. There would obviously be guards behind here, but I can't put so many of those because the game lags in parts of the map because of those. So if we go down, we have a new sign. We've got the old keep, and we've got storage. Storage was in the last video. Let's go to the old keep. So only lords and knights are allowed to pass. Civilian access in a crisis to the old keep. What is it? Here's the knight's room, where the specialist guards for the tunnel entrance ways are, just for certain parts of here. There's going to be more guard rooms like down lower because this is massive. Upstairs it's not even 50%. So let's go down here. There's a guard here, there's little windows everywhere. This is where more things could be, that's why it looks like this. And this way it's going to be. So we've got bits here. And we've got a massive chunk of bits. So much cave that's going to be mended. And have bits in here later on. So if we go down some steps, and down some more steps, and down some more steps, and guess what? Down some more steps will lead you to nothing. But if we go this way, we go to the Empire's Library. Welcome to the Empire Library. Oh, you think this is it? We've seen it's going to be more like this. You think down there's it? Oh no, it's not even finished yet. But let's go down the stairs. There's going to be more tunnels this way soon. So yeah, this library's going to expand quite a bit. They're actually going to be different histories. We're going to go down more. We can go up for the upstairs part of this library. We can go further down. And then we're going to have the Golden Library, which is under construction. But will be a giant library that will contain valuables. So there'll be guards here with golden armour, because it's the Golden Library. Because it's the most valuable and most important bits of history. Okay, so now this is basically the entire library of history. Lots of books, and it's going to be a bit bigger. But this is, I remember, if I don't feel I've talked about this, but you know the 40k universe, how it's like got giant hive cities. They exist in this world, but this where we are is on another planet. There's many planets, but this planet is where we've settled. And our empire started history on this planet exactly, but parts of this planet are just giant hives, and those giant hives are where they are. But this is a hive town more than a city. In modern day sense, this is a village. In modern day terms, like today, in this world, one day. This here would be classed as a small building. In times, this whole area here would be classed as a small, actually a minuscule village. And that's the size. This here is not even a city, really. This is the town. And just to show you how big this is and how many skyscrapers there will be. These are one skyscraper. This whole area is going to be filled from eventually. Yep, I'm keep going. With an airport, which is over there. All of this is classed as a town. So I'm not going to get too far along. To give you a point, this is a town. It's small, it's tiny. And it's got a population probably of about, well, we can talk about it another time, because I haven't even worked it out myself. I'd have to count every bed and I'll show you why that isn't fun. Yeah, that's not going to be fun. So there's a lot of people here, a lot of history and law, and as you can also see, a lot of forestry cut down. So here's in modern day terms, this is the outer city. So we have two kingdoms here. We've got the Lord and the Duke. Wait, no, we've got the Duke and the Lord. But we're going to say this way. There are two levels. A High Lord, who owns this giant, in modern day term, would be a city, a small city, and the person who owns the town out here. We're talking about actual ways. So this area here is owned by the Duke behind that wall, in his very fancy brick. So he's got a modern stone brick wall because it's nice and neat. And this guy owns the village here, and this is this king part's town. And this is the town's water. It's very filthy. They've got seawater. As you can see, they're a very small town. Whatever. I'm not going to get into that town, but you get the point. There's a very small area they live in. And then there's going to be more here eventually. And this is the keep, because there's no castle really, but this is the castle basically that watches over them. The modern empire, so the modern empire that's here, because this is the old kingdom that has been converted into the religion. That religion was different before, but has been converted because the takeover. Built a lot around here, and because of the mining industry right here, that is dug so deep in the ground that it's ridiculous, and it's technically makes the ground under this unstable, but we'll get to another time. The reason they can dig underground is they dig straight down more. The people who bought this area over basically built fortresses. They had the money to build little lighthouses to warn ships, a big one to warn ships. They've built fleets, they've got everything. While this kingdom only got manpower. That is their weapon. They've got nice swords, some crossbows. Well, everyone in this world, crossbows are guns. So they've got muskets. These guys have machine guns. That's the level of difference. And so, if you go in, machine gun. When you go in here, you'll see they've still got dungeons and slaves, which is a thing the big city doesn't take part in. But I saw in another video, there's still slavery in this world, and that's right, yes. But slaves aren't taken like colour, it's not just colour, it's slaves are, if you fail in a war and the kingdom takes over your kingdom, you take a prisoner and you put as a slave. So the lord of this place lives up here. Now he's protected by the city's guards, who have much better equipment and weapons. So he's protected by this place, the bigger city, the bigger part, because this area here they want to protect and own. So if that wall is this close, this is the village. Currently, as it stands, we might have to get new maps and bits, but we can do it later, to show you the area. So yeah, you get the point. Can you see? The 4 sectors that they technically own, including like woodlands, this land, this land, this land, that water source, this water source, and technically that is all their water. And he's got his own maps and his sword. And the preacher is in here. We've got the church bell, we've talked about, we've got the safe. They're not rich. And gold doesn't go as much as it did a couple of years ago. So they're not doing too well. Financially, their entire economy, their literal entire economy is based on farming. That's not even a joke. They're literally everything they make money-wise relies on the farming. So if the farms fail to provide, or literally they have one bad grow, like that area there has to be retooled, so like that, they're fucked. So to show you how much that gold's worth, let's say 3 gold is about that hay will stay out. This hay here will go about for 0.1 gold. So they can get a lot of supplies for gold, yeah. But a modern economy, it's 0.10 that hay is worth. So gold's less than it used to be. So you used to be able to get 10 times as much hay for the price for some gold. So that's the type of economy you're in. They're very poor. The rich economy is in here. So this castle would cost about that building's worth of chests filled with gold in the modern day. But when they built it, it only cost them to contract people about a crate of gold. So it changed to like 50 to hundreds of crates worth of gold. Over time, things become more expensive. Like this village over here, which I haven't explained in a lot of reasons. This village here is abandoned, was burnt down, and yeah, as you can see, oh, there's another one of those out here. Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, cool. For law reasons, collapsed overnight because of a war. So basically, this kingdom here it wasn't here for a while, but let's see. This kingdom here was meant to protect this one. When the economy collapsed, they could no longer afford to send knights in golden armour, and they used to send them in like the metal iron armour. They had to send up knights with wooden. The village had to buy its own, so they had leather and stone swords and very weak materials to fight with. And so the other warring empires, which would fight countries like this one, or as the modern empires are, they're like musket levels of war, which we've talked about with the EU, whatever it is, where they're only still got wooden ships and they're basically stuck in the 17th, 18th century. And basically this village was stuck in medieval times because the money went, and the people that had to protect them, which are now they've known in like 16th to 17th century, over there, but they couldn't protect them. They couldn't afford to lose anything, so they came in, swooped this place. Like you see the weapons left behind, and just basically killed everyone inside. And as much as you're like, why no one protect them? Because there's no reason to protect a kingdom that has no resource. What's their resources right now? Let's have a look. The resources this village had were desert, we already have, some woodlands. It's not worth having men and gold be this for woodlands. Now you could say there could be gold in the ground, and there might as well be, but that's not worth your time, because we could just dig under them. And that's the point of the mine. We could just dig under them. So you get the point. Anyway, that's it for this update. Thank you for watching.